Trisha.
I'm Army.
And I'm Simon.
And we are here at Museyong Pambayan ng Morong.
So now, we are going to talk about culture, communication,
And language
Of
of
the
the Morongueños.
Hey guys, our viewers may wonder why we are doing this kind of talk and why we chose Morong Rizal.
We are doing this to impart knowledge about ethnography of communication of the Morongueños.
And we chose Morong Rizal because its culture, specifically the language, is rich and distinct from other varieties of Tagalog.
In a serious note, let us look the relationship between culture and communication.
Well, culture involves the universally held traditions, judgment of values, and ways of behaving of a particular community as defined by Idogan and Akbarov in year 2014. While communication is a process where people exchange information. Through communication, people can gain knowledge, which can cause them to have a wider understanding. When we communicate, we use a specific language to interact with people within a certain community. Language varies from place to place, which is why it also becomes a part of the identity of the speakers of the language. As defined by Brown in 2006, language and culture are intricately intertwined. Anytime you successfully learn a language, you will also learn something of the culture of the speakers of that language.
Culture and communication cannot be separated because the relationship between them is very complex and intimate. First, cultures are created through communication. Communication is the means by humans interact with each other, which cultural characteristics such as customs, roles, rules, and laws and other patterns are created and shared. Second, it would be impossible to preserve and pass the cultural characteristics from one place and time to another. Therefore, culture is created, shaped, and transmitted and learned through communication. In reciprocal, communication systems are largely created, shaped, and transmitted by culture. According to Wardo, as it was cited by Almas, that it is impossible to understand or appreciate one without the knowledge of one another.
As Trisha said a while ago, language and culture are intricately intertwined. For us to validate if it's true, let us observe the communication skills of Morongueños and try to identify the communication pattern that they have. But let me first tell you some facts or information about Morong Rizal.
Morong was founded in 1578. It became the capital of Distrito Politico Militar in 1853. And in 1881, under the governorship of Mauricio Mata Cruz, Morong was changed into Rizal Province. And the place Morong is just now known to be one of the municipalities of Rizal Province. Tomas Mateo Claudio served with the U.S. Marine Corps as part of the American Expeditionary Forces to Europe. He is a native of Morong and listed as a hero in the Philippines. Two of the schools in Morong were named after him, Tomas Claudio Memorial College and Tomas Claudio Memorial Elementary School. St. Jerome Parish Church is a Roman Catholic church built under forced labor during Spanish colonization in the country. Men, women, and even children were forced to dig stones from a hill called Kaingaya, limestones from the mountain Kaymaputi, and sands and gravel from Morong River. Morongueños have this one-of-a-kind dish which is a pride of their municipality. This house specialty is known as warek-warek, a dish of deep-fried crispy pig's ear garnished with onions and green chili mixed in mayonnaise.
Culture! As Simon said, the culture of Morong Rizal is very rich. Now, these are some of their culture that will make you say that their culture is one of a kind. Number one is their fiesta. The town fiesta is celebrated on the first Sunday of February. It is a thanksgiving for a bounty harvest. While the Catholic fiesta is held on September 30, it is a commemoration of their patron saint, Saint Jerome, who was a doctor of church,
priest and translator of Bible. During Holy Week, the town has a pabasa which is not an ordinary pabasa tone is used. It is mostly a tone of sadness and agony. This is done from different houses who own a santo image used during Holy Week. It is only in Morong that Cordero tradition has been done for almost 60 years. Cordero is a reenactment of the preparation of the Paschal Lamb for the Passover meal that Jesus with his 12 apostles took. In Morong, a lamb made of sweet potatoes and potatoes is processioned before the Maundy Thursday Mass begins. Another thing that makes the culture of Morong rich is the Pabasang Bayan. It is a yearly event that showcases 40-plus processional images. It started on 1998. It is usually done on a Saturday before Palm Sunday. The difference between usual pabasa and pabasang bayan of Morong is that the whole town is welcome to this event. There is also our yearly sinakula held in Morong. It is entitled Ang Tagapagligtas. The play is divided into 3 nights. It starts in the evening of Holy Wednesday and will end on a Good Friday after the procession. The difference of the sinakula in Morong from the other town is the story, script, and costumes that are personal concepts of the members of Pakitamo for more than 15 years already. Next is the Cruz na Mahal. It is the reenactment of finding the cross of Jesus by Reina Elena and Principe Constantino. Each barrio prepares a small carro with the cross, and after the mini procession, present children will be given lengua de patatas. Communication.
The distinction of the dialect that the Morongueños speak is first, the intonation. Second, is the change in the use of the 2 consonant letters D and R. That is the trademark of their municipality, which also makes them different to the other speakers of Tagalog. These exclusive characteristics is undeniably a true mark of being a Morongueño. Morongueños are frequently teased because of their colloquial expressions like, nakasuksok ang sanrok sa ringring na nasa tabi ng hagranan. In English, the lateral is inserted in the wall near the stairway. Another example is that, umaon sa bunrok ang magkapatir na lalaki. In English, the 2 brothers went to the mountain. According to Pascual 2005, letter R instead of D is used. Aside from those words like rib-rib pertaining to dibdib or chest, ripa instead of dipa or length of stretched arms, ramot for damot or selfishness, panrak instead of pandak, short in height, kabunrukan as for kabundukan or mountain fastness, lubir pertaining to lubid or rope, likor for likod or back, tipir for tipid or thrift, and many more. In addition, he added that there are more terminologies that are commonly used by the Morongueños. There are terms used that are native in Morong and maybe in the neighboring places that are not familiar to many. So it is better to study them for they are also Tagalog words.
Language.
As stated by Pascual, wherever they go, either abroad or different places in the Philippines, they can still be distinguished as people of Morong just by the way they speak. Pascual also added that a true-blooded Morongueño speaks gently that has punto or swing and prolongs the syllables of every word, especially when it is nearing its end in the sentence. The change in tone, the low or slurry pronunciation of words are observable in people of barrios. As we had interviewed Miss Mona Alvendia, the daughter of the finger painting artist Rafael Pacheco, added that the punto of Morongueños intensifies in house setting in the sense that they seem to be angry and quarreling, where in fact, they are just conversing in a normal manner. So as a first-timer to hear the way they speak, Miss Mona advised that we should not misinterpret the loudness of their voice because for them, it is their natural way of expressing themselves.
Overall, that's what makes them Morongueños.
let us look the relationship between communication and culture. Bakit?
Pipigilan ko na.
Hindi mo syempre mag-start ko pa. Alam lang kita kalok-lokuan.
Iputan natin. Mga tatay. Pwede, tapos magbalik tayo.
Alita naman.
Bukas na. Aliwan naman, di ba makakat na yaman? Ito naman siguro apas ito.
Kat-katanay mo.
Oo na, sige na.
Kaya rin ang aramita si Tangkya ka na.
On a serious note.
Yan naman eh. Karin na ako yung
Bakit?
Diyos ko, red na. Culture and parts.
Yan na ako pinsika. Genre.